Okay, so I was born and raised in America my whole life until 28. My parents are Liberian, so I'm first generation. And in a nutshell, like I really didn't have that Liberian experience growing up like a lot of my cousins did, where they had that support system, where you
Mm-hmm.
kind of still keep the culture alive in the midst
Mm-hmm.
of being in America. It was the complete opposite for me. I was removed completely from my element, so I was as American as you can possibly get.
Wow.
And so, I just lived my life that way. I didn't have any intentions of coming back home. I never even thought about it, never crossed my mind. I was working in fashion in the States,
Mm-hmm.
from retail to, styling, merchandising, you name it. My mother was also in fashion as well. So that's where the inspiration came from. And I
Okay.
was living in Miami at 28. I can't tell you why. I'm crazy a
Mm-hmm.
little bit. I was like, you know
Mm-hmm.
what? I'm going to Liberia. I really feel like I've reached this plateau in my life where, I'm successful in terms of
Mm-hmm.
what Americans call successful, but I don't feel fulfilled. I don't feel like I have a real purpose. And not to say that my purpose would be in Liberia, but I felt like I wouldn't know that until I found my roots and, came back home to really learn more about myself and my culture. And I came 2013, and I have been here almost 5 years now. So
Wow.
I stayed through Ebola, through everything. I've been
No way.
here.
Oh my
Yeah. I
God.
think 3 months after I moved here, that's when Ebola hit. And so I was like, this is like, okay,
Wow.
this is an experience. Okay, we just gonna have to go through it then,
Wow.
but
Man, kudos to you. Oh my goodness,
yeah,
because that was a scary time.
it was scary, but I have to say, for a lot of people that really lost family members that really went through that, I can't, praise myself too much, because there were people that really, lost a lot of friends and a lot of family. I was fortunate enough to not experience that, but still witnessing that, it's traumatizing in a lot of ways, and it really puts
Yes.
things into perspective of what's important. And it also, for me, especially leaving and going back to America for the first time, was the
Mm-hmm.
immigrant experience, because all my friends, people that I knew my whole life, now they're treating me like the African that just came back. You can't touch her. Don't get too close. We don't
Oh
know what.
my
So
God.
it definitely changed my perspective on America in a lot of ways too, But all in all, I'm here. 2 years after I moved here is when I started my clothing line.
Okay.
And I'm just so grateful that I stayed long enough to see myself grow and be where I am at now.
Yeah.
So
So
yeah.
did Ebola, like, that was scary. I wasn't even in Liberia, and just watching it, I mean, every day I was so worried and concerned for
Yeah.
my people, my family.
Yeah.
Did that turn you off? Did you say, look, I'm out of here. I can't do this?
Well, I
Did
mean, a
that turn
big
you
part
off
of
at
it,
all?
even if, to be honest, I mean, a big part of it, like, even if you wanted to leave, if you didn't have bread like that, because like tickets were
Yeah, to
crazy,
just
they
get
were
up and fly
blocking
out.
flights to Ghana and whatnot. So it's not even like I really, had like $3,000 to just like run and hide. So I
Yeah.
had to, really figure out how to, maintain sanity within the insanity, and I mean, there was a lot of us that stayed. So I mean, there was a support system within that. So I wasn't alone, and we made the best of it. And that's what Liberians do. This is what we're known for. We're known for being
Yeah.
resilient. So that
Yeah.
resilience, even for me, not coming home until 28, that resilience was in me because I stayed. And I wanted to prove that to myself, that if I left so soon, would you really come back? And for me, I felt like you need to earn your stripes in some way. Show them that it's not just so easy to get on a flight and go when things get tough. How bad, how much do you really
Mhm.
love your country? How much do you really want to be here? Show them how badly you want to be here.
Wow.
Because there's a lot of people that don't have that option to run away. So I wanted to kind of prove that to myself and to, other people as well, and just to be in that fight with a lot of other people that didn't have that option.
Wow. 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 Man, kudos to you. That's amazing. And thank you for staying, because here now we have African hippies. So what if you would have left? So
Hey.
thank you for staying. Yes. So let's talk about African hippie. How did you come up with that name? What is African hippie?
Okay, so African hippie, I don't want to be all like spiritual, but African hippie actually the name came to me in a dream.
Yeah.
I don't know. There was no real significant meaning behind it. I just remember hearing it in my dream and waking up saying, this is the name. For some reason, this is like what makes sense. But now, like in hindsight, African hippie is me, you know? First of all, I am African through and through. I have a wild spirit. You know, I've been one to get up and go when I need to. You know, I've always lived life in a free way where, you know, it's always trying to push through like what my real purpose is, what my real dreams are. I've never felt okay with just working a corporate job or just, you know, just doing what society tells you to do. I've always been a rebel in that sense. And just even just being not the typical, you know, like Black teenager growing up listening to, you know, rap, hip hop, but also loving rock and other elements of like I was a mixture of all these different pieces of culture. And so it resonated with me to say, you know, it's just I am everything, and everything is, I don't want to be too deep, but it's like, you know,
Yeah,
one of
that's
those
fine.
things. So that's
Okay.
where the name.
So, like, what inspired you to start the line, to start this brand?
I always knew I wanted to start a clothing line, and I wasn't sure what it would be. And I think that also points back to what I was saying about needing to come back home. I could have easily probably started a boutique line in America, you know, just selling fly clothes. But coming to Liberia really showed me this was why you waited so long. You know, this has purpose behind it, has meaning behind it. It is taking something that is a piece of history and flipping it and modernizing it and showing that anyone in Tokyo, in Switzerland, in Egypt, in Liberia, in America, anybody can wear this. Anybody can rock it. It's the best way for me in terms of starting a line. It's I couldn't imagine a better way to do it.
So that was my next question for you. Like, how, like, who do you see wearing your brand? Like, do you have, what's your
Everyone.
ideal customer?
My ideal customer is I'm a creative, so I have to say my fellow creatives are always my go-to in terms of who I like to see in my pieces. Rappers, singers, painters, you know, performance artists, DJs, dancers, you know, like anybody that's doing something with passion. I want to see them take my piece and turn it into something that is related to their field and to their lifestyle. That's the ultimate high for me. It's the most amazing thing to see that. And in Liberia, I've been fortunate enough to have a lot of amazing, talented friends in different parts of industries here, and have taken my pieces. And I mean, I'm like, it's not even mine anymore. Like, this is yours, you know? Like, I thought I knew what I was
I
doing.
know Monique
You
already
wear it,
fighting
and
you
I'm
for
like,
your dress.
this is what it's about, you know? So yeah, creatives for me are the ultimate customer. But in a general sense, I want to see just humans of all races, all creeds, all ethnicities, just rocking it and just, you know, bringing in that commonality of how small this world really is. We're not that different. And I want to do that through fashion. So that's my goal. I'm
Okay.
sorry,
So
I got
this line
bit.
is heavy on, huh?
No, I said sorry. I think a mosquito bit me. I was itching. Sorry about that.
Oh my
Go ahead.
goodness.
I'm
It's okay.
sorry.
It's okay. So your line is heavy on country club. Now, is it all about country club? Are you just going to stick with that, or do you plan on
No,
switching it to the Lapa or country club for
to
now?
be honest, I actually started off with t-shirts. I had a t-shirt line with African Hippie,
Okay.
and I've halted production on that because I have a special way that I'm going to reintroduce it for Liberia. But I actually delved into country cloth on accident. I needed to travel to a cold country in the winter, and there's no mall to find warm clothes. And so I ran into country cloth. I'm like, this is a perfect knit. I can use this and wear this. I can make jackets. And so I actually made a collection for myself for the winter. And then while I was in this country, I went to Switzerland. And while I was there, I decided to do a photo shoot. And next thing you know, it's like, this actually could be a thing for Liberia. You know, no one's using this textile at all. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
so that's really how the birth of the country
It
cloth
is
movement came.
very
It wasn't
different.
me. It was everyone else that said, whoa, what are you doing with that? Like, you need to do this, you need to do that. So I was like, okay, let's do it. Let's rock with it. So that's how it started.
Okay.
But it
Now,
will
is it
be,
all?
for me,
Sorry.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't finish your question. For me, African hippie, it will not be exclusive to country cloth. As
Okay.
long as I'm growing and I'm inspired, I am willing to use hundreds of textiles. So I definitely plan on using lapa in the future and other elements and other textiles and whatnot. But for now, I think country cloth deserves its little moment to shine.
Yes,
So
I
that's
am
what I'm
feeling
focused
it.
on.
I am feeling it. I am feeling it. So tell us about the dress that you're wearing. That is fly.
Okay, so this is the Yomi mini dress. The cloth is made in lofa, and it's
Okay.
mud cloth. And they actually weave the print on it. So when I bought it, the print was already on the textile. And when I saw it, I was like, this is giving me like Coachella, Burning Man vibes. You know, and to see them doing that in
Yes.
lofa, I was like, this is so
Yes.
ill. So yeah, for me, the dress was inspired by my trip to Tokyo. I love the lines, the clean lines that they use, this way of kind of a different way of sexiness. It's like, you know, you're covered up, but you're still showing this like je ne sais quoi about like, what is it about this dress that makes it so fly? Like your boobs aren't out, your butt's not out, but it just looks different and eclectic. So this dress was kind of an homage to that.
Okay. Now, are you solely online, or do you plan on do you have like a boutique in Liberia, or a physical store in Liberia?
I would love to do that, but the thing about country cloth is it's very expensive. It's very expensive. So for me, right now, what makes sense is to have an e-commerce site where it's made to order. And for me, it's important because it's hand woven. There are a lot of artisans that take a lot of time and effort to make this cloth. And for me to just make 100 pieces and then maybe only 10 sell, what happens to that beautiful textile that's been wasted, you know? So I want Africans and Liberians to get used to the idea of African couture, because essentially that's what it is. It's hand woven. It's like an atelier. If you go to Paris and you get something by Tom Ford, or you get something by Christian Lacroix, you will not ask them if you can just buy off the rack. You have to wait. If you want a couture piece, you have to appreciate the value that goes into it. So we
Yes.
can do made to order quick pieces, or do you want something that is so valued, that's precious, that's like people took days to make this thing. So I want
Wow.
to change the perspective in terms of what we can have in fashion in Africa. We can have couture. And so this is my way of showing that we have that already. It's not even me. It's already here, you know?
Wow.
So yeah.
Wow. So are you thinking about your next line already? Because
oh,
I mean,
honey,
this is
honey.
so awesome.
Oh, you guys have honey, let me tell you. I have so much planned for like what's gonna happen for the summer. I'm so excited. I'm like, oh yeah.
Okay, so give
I'm
us
gonna
a little scoop. Okay, give us a little preview.
so I'm gonna switch the narrative. We've been doing a lot of, avant-garde, modern textile with this like artistic thing, but I want to bring it back to the streets. For me, I want to do something that reminds me of like hood rich, for like the Zogos in the street, for the people that really hustle every day. I want to pay homage to the people that are essentially the outcasts, that have been stigmatized as not a part of the growth of Liberia. I kind of want to switch the narrative on that and give them a chance to actually shine in a sense. So I want to do something more gritty, more street, more that's like, for the trap code, for the hip code, I want something for these artists, because when you think of like, Rick Ross, when you think of all these rappers in America that have this type of style, because music and fashion go hand in hand for me. They are the people that switch the culture. When you see Migos, when you see these people wearing different things, the culture switches. People start copying them. But for Liberians, for Africans, we don't have a lot of artists that have a line that represents their street, their representation of how they grew up and what. So I want to create a line that speaks to them when they go out and they're performing for their people, it's like they see themselves in them, you know? So I'm gonna switch it up a little bit, do something a little gritty, and then I'm also gonna do something that doesn't even make sense. So I have no words for it yet, but it will be really, really cool. And I'm really excited to show you guys when it's ready.
Okay. So say I want to order something. How does that work? I'm not in Liberia.
Okay.
How can you get my clothes to me?
So I have a website. There's two ways that you can do it. My website is www.shopafricanhippie.com. You can order. We ship worldwide. And for my Liberians, we have configured the website so you don't have to worry about shipping and whatnot. When you order, as long as we know the address is in Liberia, we will bring it to you. So for the Liberians, don't worry. If you feel like, you know, I don't know how I'm going to have access to this, the way I'm doing this website is to have a more formal platform for shopping. And we do need to get into the age of technology. Everything can't just be, let me call you, let me stop by your shop. Let's use technology in a way of selling our brands and whatnot. So for the people that are not in Liberia, you can go on the website. And I'm also on Zuva. Zuva is another global platform that's based in America, but they've just signed me on. So if you guys want to shop on Zuva, you go to africanhippie.afrikea, AFRIKEA.com, and you can shop on there, and we can get it to you right away. And that is what we have for now.
Oh boy, the internet will not try me. I already enjoying my interview. Don't try me, man. Don't try it. Look, y'all start sending prayers up. I begging you. Let Serina come back on. The internet will not try it. The devil is a liar today. Let me see. Oh my goodness. Banja, stop laughing. Y'all need to do something about that internet in Liberia. Because I swear, it can real spoil business. Yeah, man, Monique. Thank you. Cost for me. Because I can cost on life. See, I've lost her. I was enjoying the interview. I know you guys was enjoying it. Nonsense. Let me see. I'll wait for her to come back on. I'm not going anywhere. I'll wait for her to come back on. Come on, Serina. Come on, go stand under that satellite. Go find that satellite and stand on it. Yeah, begging you. Come back on. I know you're still here. I know. I see you guys, and I have connection. I think she's lost connection. But we'll give her a few minutes. We'll give her a few minutes for her to come back, and then I will add her. Let me see if she's here. Let me find her. All right. Let's go up. Serina, where are you? Comment below if you're here. Comment below. Comment below if you're here. Here she is. All right. Here she is.
Oh, I'm back. Hey. Yo,
it's all good. We'll make this thing work.
I've had 2 heart attacks in one day. Like, seriously, I can't. Oh, Jesus. I'm sorry. I don't know what happened to my phone.
We'll make it work.
Yeah,
no
we'll be back. Okay, so
we'll
talk about the website.
We already know the
hustle. Right. So we got Zuva, we got africanhippie.com, and then eventually I will hopefully be able to have it ready to wear for you guys in the States, so you guys can have some boutiques to find it in for hopefully for the future.
All right, so let's switch it to Kolokwa now.
Oh my God,
so
you're Liberian. I can't fix this. I have to accept my fate. This is what it is, Ma. Please.
All right, let's switch it to Kolokwa. Let's do some
I can understand your Kolokwa, and then I will answer in Cerise.
No, you have to say something for us in Kolokwa. So okay, we'll do one question. Since what's your favorite Liberian slang? Let me hear you say in Kolokwa. Give us your favorite Liberian slang right now. The slang that's hot in the streets.
It's the perfect phrase to use right now.
Yes, that's it. Glipper is right.
That is
internet
it.
needs to behave itself. Seriously. So, anything else? Tell us anything else. What don't we know about you, or what do you want us to know, or about the brand?
I want everyone to know that my purpose of this line, beyond making money, beyond just doing really cool clothes, is I want to be a part of that collective narrative that we're trying to shift how people view our country, you know, not even just Africa, but particularly for me, you know, Liberia. I want people to see that we are so complex. There is so much talent, there's so much beauty in this place, and I want to be a part of that narrative, you know. I want also to be a part of that narrative that shifts the mindsets of the Liberians here, that limit themselves into what they think they can accomplish. You don't have to be from America to be successful. You can be right from here,
or work in the government,
or work in the government. You know, it's a scary thing being an entrepreneur, and I understand that. So for me, the most beautiful thing is to see, you know, the tailors that I work with that have this skill, but they think that they just have to make something for the day just to make their money. And I understand they have to, but at the same time, it's like, you can think further than this. And if I can help you, when I show them the pictures of the shoot that I did, and I'm like, look at what we did together. You know, I'm like, that's what you made. Like, can you believe that? You can see your clothing in such a beautiful light. It doesn't have to be this fast fashion, you know? And that's the dopest thing to me, to see their eyes light up when they're like, wow, like what? Like, we, you know,
so what was the photo shoot for your website done in Liberia?
No, it was done in Abidjan. It was done in
Ah.
Abidjan. But
okay,
I have something coming up for Liberia. So don't think I left y'all out. I'm doing something even better than a photo shoot for Liberia. It's gonna be a movie. It's gonna be some ill. So yeah, it's gonna be my love letter to Liberia. That's what I will be doing very soon.
And we will be here to support you. So just pass on the information and I will promote it.
Thank you, love. I really appreciate you doing this for our culture. And I'm very honored that you reached out, and I'll definitely talk to you a million times over, anytime. With better connection, I'll be on point.
Yes. Yes, where you don't have to stay under the satellite.
I'm going to have that modem right to my ear, like, you can hear me now.
Yes. Well, thank you so much, Branja.
Thank you.
That's it. You are
love
welcome.
You guys.
You are welcome. I know it's late
to
over
all my
there.
friends for
Thank watching.
You guys. I love all of you.
Yes, please share.
African Hippie. Okay. All right, bye.
Bye. Good night, guys. Thank you all for watching. All right. Thank you guys for watching. Share the video. Banja, thank you so much. Monique, thank you. Previous, thank you. Thank you. Tina, everybody who watched, you guys, thank you guys so much. Good night.